Yay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to my podcast today. My name is Jennifer Martinez, and I am the owner of Open to the Universe QHHT. QHHT is quantum healing hypnosis technique. This technique was developed by the late Dolores Cannon. She's developed this technique over almost up to about 50 years, about 48 years. She had the joy of doing this technique, developing it, and really helping humanity evolve. So anyway, yeah, so you can check her out if you don't know her. You can go to her website, and that is www.dolorescannon.com, or you can check out her official qhht.com and find a practitioner in your area. You as well can go to my website. It is Jennifer Martinez, qhht.com. And if you'd like a session, I'd be glad to give you one. Contact me and see how you can bring joy in your life. So today, I just kind of wanted to just reach out to anyone who needs to hear this and reach out to you, and because there's always someone looking to, I suppose, better yourself. I actually just went out of town. I went to a city, and I realized how we are so numb from, I suppose, society, of how we were raised. And as we grow, sometimes we don't realize we are very powerful. We just don't. We use our words wrong, and we just have lots of obstacles in our way. And then by a certain age, we've had all these things happen to us. Maybe multiple divorces, maybe, a loss of a loved one. And it changes us, not always for the good. We hold on to the negative. We try to hold on to the past. And then we don't realize as we move forward into the future that we can better ourselves. But sometimes we hold on to all that stuff from then. It weighs us down, and we really can't listen to our heart. We really can't even feel it no longer. I was just talking to a family member, and I was like, when it all comes down to it, just follow your heart. And they were like, I don't know how to do that. And that made me realize that person wasn't the only one who didn't know how to follow their heart. I realized the chaos in that city because they use their words wrong. They think negative. They, maybe say things that you really shouldn't be saying. Because we really are powerful. We create everything by our words, by our actions. And so if we can actually be aware of that and say, okay, I'm not going to say, some of this negative stuff that maybe I am thinking. And when you do that you can then create a new habit, because we are creatures of habit. And so you've practiced being that way. Things have happened. You didn't know how to get through them. Some people have religion to fall on. And others, they just don't. They just don't. They feel very alone. They feel very vulnerable. They build walls. I've noticed a lot of people build walls around themselves. And you can't navigate through life joyfully and happily if you have these walls built up and have these, because essentially you're then numb to anything. You don't know left from right anymore. And truly, we create everything in our lives. So the negative, the good, we've created that somehow, some way. It was up to us. We've created it. And I look at that, and I look at it with compassion, with love, with forgiveness, um, knowing that you need people like me who's showing you that I have done it. I'm just a regular person. I've made it through. I can't explain it. I've just accepted that there's this beautiful higher power. I've known it because I have had sessions. I've had several on myself done, and then I've done several on the person. Um, and in that aspect, it's really opened me up. That's why I love QHHT. And I always suggest, if you can, find a practitioner in your area. It's so important because even if you just got a little bit from it, it'd be better than nothing at all. And then you struggle through life all the way and then you just pass away. What was, you know what I mean? At least you can look at it and say, okay, what am I getting from this? What am I doing, from this? What do I want from this, really? What do I want? Do I want to evolve? Do I want to be loving? Hey, maybe in where you live right now, it doesn't work for you. That's why you have to stand up and say, okay, what works for me? What betters me? And maybe that will be a session with QHHT. Maybe you do need to find a practitioner in your area and really find out what your angels are trying to tell you. Maybe you have some health issues that your angels are saying, hey, I'm trying to contact you. I'm trying to come through the body and give you a message. And essentially, their message is for you to be the best you, because we all hold a talent. We all hold a talent, no matter what it is. There's a range of things, and whatever your talent is, maybe you're an artist hidden inside. Maybe you're a Reiki master hidden inside. The time is now as we go into the future. It's almost 2022. And if you really think about it, 2022, we've always wanted to see this time. We would think back, back then, I'm only 40, but it's like, I think 20 years ago. And I thought, wow, what will 20 years from now be like? And what I see is a beautiful world. I see that people are saying, hey, I know who I am. I'm figuring this out. I'm practicing being a better person. And that may be by having some good habits when you wake up. Wake up a little earlier, get a little exercise before work, because we essentially do need to work. I understand that, but it's like self-care. When we give ourselves that time instead of waking up at the last minute, going to work, coming home, doing that. And it's almost exhausting having that kind of a cycle where you then have no time for yourself. Zero. Um, and it's the time now to give yourself time. And maybe you need to meditate. Maybe you need to do yoga, have a smoothie in the morning instead of actual food. Um, and it's just really truly starting to give you the time you need. And just like anything, you just have to put it into play, start practicing it, and see. And you have to play with it. You have to see what works for you, in the time frame. But even then, picking a job that actually brings you joy, not just going to work and picking a job just to work. I think that's really important. Doing something you actually like. It's just really important to follow your heart. That's why I always go back to following your heart, because when you do that, you realize you can navigate through life finding complete joy everywhere you go. Um, and watching your words. Don't say things that would be negative. Don't say things that would create doubt and fear. we're already brainwashed by society. We're already brainwashed by the government, by the people around us. Um, and you need to be a free thinker. I always have thought that. And when you've had things that happen to you in the past, what you need to do really is to look back with forgiveness because you can't fix it. It's there's no way. It's over with. It's done with. Not to give that an excuse for your feelings, but it's also your life as far as you still need to live your life and you still need to feel good about your life because you deserve to be here. Um, there's some crazy things out there, but maybe you might have to move. Maybe you might need to go to a different area that will give you that easygoing life that you might be looking for. Um, let's see. Yeah. And so, yeah. Um, anyway, so just really, and that's why I got kind of go back to following your heart. And maybe you might need a session that kind of opens you up to the universe. Great. Okay. Um, I think it's important now than ever to really open yourself to the universe. You're very powerful. You're a multi-dimensional being. That just really means that, there's more to you than what you may see in the mirror. We are, we, if you strip all the other obstacles away from you, you are so beautiful. You are so perfect. You are so like the world needs you. Essentially, that is why you're here. It's maybe your neighbor needs to see that you live a great life. Maybe your family needs to see that you're living a great life. And when you turn your life around and you see those people, they turn their life around. It's because they've had enough of feeling the fear, the doubt, the just navigating that way. And when you do that and you give yourself the opportunity to start living a great life and say, hey, that's it. I, the doubt, the fear, it hasn't given me anything at all. It's given you nothing. It hasn't built you up. It hasn't shown you how amazing you are. That's what you have to look at because essentially we all deserve to be here. We all deserve to live the very best life we can. Um, and I know things happen to us, and I know you know, it can be very hard on us because we don't know how to navigate through those doubts and those fears and the sad things. And once we start bettering ourselves, then we learn how to navigate. And that's really listening to your heart. We learn how to then navigate through those obstacles with love, with compassion, because when someone comes at you and maybe gives you the doubt, the fear, it's not you. It's essentially them expressing they're finding those things that surface that maybe brought it out because they saw you and they didn't realize their own insecurities. I've realized that. I went and visited my family, and in doing so, they all had their obstacles, their doubts, their fears. And we're very emotional when we're here. We have nothing but emotions, but it's about controlling them and not giving your power away. And that's essentially being like, if they say something that could hurt your feelings. That's what I mean by power. It's like you wouldn't let them have that control over you because you are solid in who you are. You know that it's just their weakness. So that's kind of how I feel about that. And oh, I agree. Yes, I agree about that. I know that. it's the time now for us to open to the universe, and it's time for people to wake up on their own. And so, my hope, my excitement for life is to be the old soul, the whole reason why I came here. I came here to wake up, to show others that you are amazing. You hold the potential in you. We're all amazing, but we've been so brainwashed to think, oh, well, they're better than me. And that person went to school all the way to being a master of whatever subject, and they're better than me. And I didn't go to college. And that it does not matter. What matters is what you put out for your own self, put out to the world. I didn't grow up in the best environment. It took me a while to navigate. And even then, somehow, some way, the angels came right to me, the higher self came right to me and said, it's time. It's time to change, because literally I did the same thing. I lived the life of having people I've lost pass away. I always felt better when it was someone older, because at least they lived their life. But what really would crush me is someone who would die young, who didn't get a chance to live their life. So for me, um, that was my struggle. And so I would hold on to that, and I would also have a fear of it. And once I looked at it with compassion and love, and knowing that it's okay, it happened, I can't fix it, I can't bring them back, but all I can do now from this moment on is love them for who they were, love me, and move forward and have pure, yeah, and just pure excitement for life. And as doing so, it's like I went down and saw my family, and they all have their little struggles going on. Maybe they're sad about money. Maybe they've had the struggle of that. And maybe they've lost some young friends too, or whatnot, just whatever. And they saw like my light. I just know it. And they just were surrounding me and asking me all these questions. And how's this? And you look amazing, and you feel so you look so vibrant. And it's really simple. I just gave myself self-love, and I always look back with forgiveness. Sure, I didn't have the best life as a kid or as a teenager. I really didn't. I honestly didn't think I would live that long. um, but that was then. Once I gave myself the love I needed, and just totally filled my heart with this beautiful love, and I moved away from the environment that wasn't working for me. I had to move across country. Some people can't do that. I understand that. But I always feel like you have a choice. You don't need to stay in the environment that causes you heartache and drama and fear. You don't have to. You always have a choice in life, but always know you're worthy. You are worthy of living. You're worthy of being here. You're precious to humanity. Like, without you, um, the world is always going to be a little different without that person. And that's how I feel about it. We need, right now, if you haven't noticed, there's been so many light workers popping up left and right. It's because they're waking up. It's time now to wake up and see your potential, and you hold a gift. You hold a gift for this world, definitely. No matter what it is, we all essentially are here to evolve. We're here to make the planet a better place. And that is simply by living our best life. Like, I live the best I can. I watch my words. I try to think positive thoughts. Sure, I'm human. Negative comes right in, but guess what? I'm aware of it. I'm aware, and in that aspect, I override it with positivity. Um, and I think that's really important. If you can do that, um, I agree, definitely. And I feel like more and more people are waking up, and they're hearing my voice, hearing other people's voices that they've been looking for. They've been looking for us and looking for others, whoever they resonate with. And I love that. That's right. I just watched. this one little clip that said the richest place in the world was a graveyard. And as I'm listening, she said, well, the thing is we all hold this beautiful gift, but we die with that gift. Some of us never have the opportunity to know how beautiful we really are, how amazing we really are. So we just think, oh, we just have to do this crappy job and live a crappy life, and then they die. And what was that even all about? That's right. That's right. It's so true. It's like if you can start giving yourself that love, start saying, you know what, I don't need that in my life. I need this, and this is better. It fits me, and that's why I always suggest people following their heart, because we are so different in the aspect that we like different things. Um, and when you do that, that's right, life will be better. It will go smoother. Like you said, that's exactly true. It's like when we can actually just be conscious of our words and how we feel, things navigating through life will go smoother. You'll find the job that you really love. You'll find the people that who just adore you because you're living the best you. And people love being around people who are living the best them. That's great. I'm so thankful for you to have that experience, to know that you can follow your heart and live the best life. I mean, that's essentially what it's all about. And we need to see that more. Others who may see you as just your neighbor, as just the person at the grocery store, instead of being so, for instance, here it is almost Christmas or Hanukkah, it's like all of these holidays this time of year. We really need to maybe stop, think, be appreciative of what we do have, maybe make some really good changes in our life that would better us. And that could be eating a little cleaner. That could be actually having a nice, clean diet, not even skipping meals. I've been with people who just don't even eat, and that's not good. Our bodies need nourishment. We need to eat. We need to feel balanced. And I feel that when you start skipping meals and you don't really give yourself the proper nourishment, your brain gets a little overwhelmed and exhausted and um, unable to really listen to your heart. And if you really listen to your heart, you really will be so joyful, so happy. Um, and that's the whole point. We're going into the future. That's what we have to realize, is we're literally going into the future, and we need to just be the best we can be. That's, as we keep going, we're going to keep evolving, and we're going to come back. We're going to leave this body and we're going to go into the next body. But as we do that, each time we're here, it's really important for us to take care of ourselves and love ourselves. And not just, I just think it's just really not just be negative and not just be existing, I suppose it would be. It's like, oh, well, I have to work at this job and I don't like it, but I have to do it. It's like, no, you don't. You can choose things. We have free will here. You can choose whether you do that or not. And why wouldn't you want to better yourself? I realize that it feels good to better yourself. And once you get to that point, you don't want to go backwards. You don't want the negativity. You don't want to be around people who are negative. They suck you dry. We have this energy that's just so beautiful and so spiritual and so loving. And, I always think if you strip away all of that plaster over the negative, because I always represent negative as this like mold plaster, because some of us, we just get engulfed in it and we don't even know how to get out of it. We think, oh, we have to have it. Some people don't even realize they have it, to be honest. And we're this beautiful light in the center of this plaster. And when you break all that down, I don't care what person it is on this planet, I don't care if they were so pure evil, if you took all of that away, they're this beautiful soul who just got caught up in the obstacles around them. That's it. That's it. Period. I know it's crazy to say and all of that, but guess what? You get to go back up there. You get to, hey, you might have to try to fix it. You know, that's another thing I noticed is like as we pass, like doing the sessions, I would take a person through their past life. And even for me, I went through a past life where I was an Egyptian. And I think I've explained it before in another podcast. And I would sacrifice people. And that, not me in particular, it was my soul who was another person. But that energy stuck with me. And I was so sad when I went through that. And you know what came out on the other side? Love and forgiveness. And I cried so hard when I was under. And the practitioner was like, wow, you really needed this. Oh, I can invite you if you would like to be on here. That'd be great. But that's what's the beauty of quantum healing hypnosis technique is releasing that energy that could be just holding you back from really living the best you, because you deserve that. We all deserve it. We really all deserve to be able to live our best life. And you know, right now we have room with love and compassion, and you know, in doing so, that's what life's really all about. You will feel so good when you do that. Hi. Yeah. Um, you know, I just, when you know, you go to the airport, you see all the people, it just made me realize no, I can't help everyone, but I can only hope to. I can only hope to, you know, be the person that people resonate with, be the voice people were looking for. You know, my heart goes out to those people that are looking for a change, looking for the shift, because we're essentially, it's time to shift. It's time. And if you're listening to me, that's because then you'll really know, truthfully know it's time. You would never find my voice any other way. You wouldn't find any of the good people who as well are light workers who are trying to put it out there to show people, hey, you deserve to be here. You deserve to live an abundant life. We all hold a beautiful light, you know, a beautiful light around us. And when you realize that you're meant to be here, you're meant to live another day, you're meant to overcome that struggle, it makes you feel so good. And that's your heart. That's your heart. And that's what you listen to. You know, you can get yourself in a bad situation and your heart's going to say, this isn't right. And when that happens, you need to listen to yourself. It's like listening to your gut instinct. That's why you have that. You have that ability to navigate through life. And sometimes you need a session. You need to find a practitioner. This is the most beautiful technique ever. And it will wake you up. It will wake you up to know you're powerful, to know you're amazing. And in doing so, also, Reiki. Reiki is so beautiful. It's our born given right. And somehow, some way, it was taken away from us. You know, my goal is eventually to teach Reiki because it's very simple once you learn it. And once you put it in your life, and when you do that, it'll guide you to living your very best life. You'll only look for things that will boost you up, that will give you the confidence you need. And you deserve it. most people have worked so hard their whole life. Those also, I'm talking to them. You deserve, joy in your life, forgiveness. Maybe some things you did in the past you weren't proud of. That's okay. You can look back with forgiveness. And when you do that, and maybe you might have to go say sorry to some people, guess what? That'll make you feel so good. It just will. And you don't need to be sorry for your life. You don't need to be sorry. I also wanted to say that it's like there's times when you don't need to be sorry. And that's mainly what I mean is this following your heart, knowing you're amazing, knowing you have a gift. You actually have a gift. We're all talented. We're all talented. I didn't know my gift. I had no clue. Went through my life and I thought, why am I here? Why is this like this? I was just navigating through the negative, although I wasn't aware that it was even happening like that. I didn't realize how powerful my words are, how powerful my mind is. I just really had no clue. But I realized the shift is now. It's time now for you to be aware, for you to be conscious of knowing you deserve the best. We all deserve the best. And so many times we're like, oh no, we can't have that. It's too expensive or blah, blah, it's like, or whatever, and that's not the case. It's really not. It's just us denying us of something so beautiful, so amazing. Maybe we're meant to be dancers and we're not dancing, but we'll dance around the question any day of the week. And when you can be aware of it, I think that's when it then hits you as far as, wow, I am holding this power. I am amazing. I'm super loving, or whatever it is. Maybe you're an artist and you need to be teaching art. Maybe you're a dancer and you need to be teaching dancing. Those things are natural for us and they're gifts. And it's really important. Maybe there's someone looking for you as far as that goes, those kind of techniques go. We don't always have to be a light worker in the aspect of performing Reiki, performing acupuncture, performing this quantum healing. Maybe we're light workers in the sense of we are the artist. Let me teach you how to paint or be an artist, or it's following your heart. What makes you happy? What's going to make you joyful? Are you laughing every day? We naturally laugh. I know so many people who don't laugh. Almost half my family's that way. There's no laughter. I always say when I see them sad, or if you have insomnia, I ask them, when's the last time you actually belly laughed? Like laughed so hard it will bring you so much joy, and you feel it in your body. Anyone who has ever laughed that great, you feel it. And when you do that, it brings these endorphins in our body, and it just brings us, it lifts our spirit. It lets us know that greatness is there, that love is there. Hey, I have had the life of sadness and loss of others and abuse and mental abuse. I've had that. But it's realizing that you don't have to accept it, and that maybe it was a lesson, and maybe it was to just teach you how to survive. Maybe that was your lesson when you came down here, because we all have life lessons and purpose as we come here. And I know in my heart that I'm a light worker and that I need to tell others that they're precious, that we need you on the planet. We want you to live another day. If you feel like, if you feel like it's the end, it's not the end. It's never going to be the end. Even if you did leave, guess what? It's not the end, because you're so loved. If you knew how much you were loved on the other side, you would cry. You're so loved. Like you have no clue. Like the love you're looking for, it's that kind of love. That's why it's so important right now to reverse it, basically. If you have the sadness, if you have the doubt, the fear, it's time now to reverse it. You have the choice. We have free will, and you always have a choice. Always. And when you have that choice, well, when you utilize that choice, it's taking that power back that others may have taken from you, community, government, society, and stop feeling fearful, stop feeling the doubt. And you might have to practice, and you might have to keep finding good things and following people with joy and love and uplifting things. You might have to listen to music more, dance a little bit, move your body, feel appreciative you even have a body. Feel appreciative that you can walk, that you can talk, that you can move around, talk to others, go in society, open the door for an old person or anybody. It doesn't even matter if they're old or not. Say hi to someone you don't know. I mean, I think that we get too much like, oh, I'm not going to talk to that person because I don't know them. But really, when you end up doing it, you realize, wow, what an amazing person I just met. I actually did that at the airport. I talked to several people, and I met so many great people in the little time that I was traveling. And it made my heart happy because, it feels good to know there's good people out there. It just feels good because, there's other people who are struggling. And if we didn't have the other people who are good and loving and compassionate, I don't know what this world would be like. We essentially need it because it will help the ones who don't know how to look to the light. And I'm not talking like death and looking into the light. No, look into the light as you are amazing. If you stripped away all the negative, all the doubt, and you went right, because you were a baby at one point. You were pure. You were as pure as it gets when you were a baby. You had no human tendencies, If you got right back to that little baby, guess what? Little babies, they're so loving, they're so sweet. Sure, you see them act out, but essentially, when you really analyze some of the kids, you see it's just they're adapting to who's raising them. And I'm talking about before that. I'm talking about when they're sweet and precious and little, and it's pretty much like one and under. Because I swear, once they get the hang of it and they start getting the mom and the dad or whoever's taking care of them, the grandma, the grandpa, the aunt, whoever, it starts to mold them. They start to change, And so I'm talking about when it's a sweet baby. You were a sweet baby at one point. And if you strip everything away, you're this beautiful light. You're this beautiful light to the world. You're loving, you're compassionate. It's in there. But, coming here isn't easy. And that's why we have angels. And that's why, we have our higher self. We're learning how to navigate. And that's really important right now. As we move forward into the future, it's really important to listen to your heart and think good thoughts and act upon good thoughts and say good things. It's hard for some people. They don't know how to love themselves. I know that. I've seen my family. And their heart is numb. They've built walls. And that gives me compassion for them, as I believe in my heart that they will one day be able to break those walls down on their own with just practice of putting good things in their mind, acting upon good things, taking care of their body, loving their body. Love who you are. Don't change it because you see celebrities putting plastic surgery all over. Don't do that. You're precious. You don't need to change for anyone. You just don't. You don't need all of that to make you feel better, because guess what? You could do it all and you still won't feel whole. You'll still feel like you need to keep doing it. You'll feel like that you're not worthy of it, of love, of self-love. Really, it's really important that you know that you're beautiful the way you are. You just truly are. And you just have to not let others influence you in that way, that you need to upgrade, that you need to do something to your body to satisfy their needs, because essentially that's exhausting. It's exhausting because guess what? They're never going to be happy and you're going to be worn out. And then you'll get to a certain age and you'll be like, why did I do all that? And it was only to make someone else happy. And in reality, you're not even still happy even after you did all that. I used to be a compulsive person. So I would compulsively buy things to make me happy, looking for that happiness, I suppose, and never finding it. And before I knew it, I, came particularly into almost like a hoarding stage. I had so many material items I didn't realize, not appreciating anything I got. And now when I purchase things or do things good for myself, I always look for, like, I navigate through life as, do I need this? Do I want this? Does it necessary in my life? I think that's important to realize, that we don't just need to compulsively buy things. I think that's really important to know. And then also, it's like when we go through things like life lessons and stuff, and other people are hung up on it, and maybe you won't be hung up on it, and maybe they will, and they bring it up, and you can ask yourself, because you essentially need to let it go, and they need to let it go. Does this serve me? And I say it out loud, and some people are, yeah, it serves you. And I'm like, how can you answer mine? It may serve you, but it doesn't serve me. And then in that aspect, what do they need? That's then what I say. What do you need for healing? What do you need from me so that you can heal? Because I'm 100%. I'm good. I know who I am. I love myself. I love my body, and I love that I am in a body. I love that I am here right now. I'm just in love with life. I'm in love with the person I've become. And when you do that, and when you have that love for yourself, you won't be searching for love. You won't be searching for this unknown feeling you may have. I think some of us don't even know what we're searching for anymore. And when you give yourself the time you need every day, because we don't have enough time in the day to get everything done. Some of us have kids, and some of us just have obstacles, like things in our way. So maybe we have to take care of people extra on top of working, on top of, and that's okay. You're there for them as well as you need to be there for yourself. So maybe you might have to wake up a little bit earlier, give yourself some love. And that could, like I said, could be a number of things. Making yourself a smoothie, making sure you have food for the day. Don't just eat random food. Make sure it's something you like and it's nice and it's good food for you. Is it going to make my body healthy? Am I going to, I have a long day, so am I going to feel good all day? Do I need supplements? Those are the kind of things I'm talking about, making the body nourished. A lot of our food is not nourishable. I mean, it may fill you up, but obviously you might be bloated. You might not feel really good afterwards. And that's what I mean. Don't just eat random food like that. You really need to pay attention. You might actually be allergic to certain things. Pay attention to that. And you need to, and that's why I say navigate with your heart. It's like, hey, is that donut good for me, for instance? Just trying to think of something. And maybe I just need it as pleasure sometimes, but once in a while, not every day, not all the time. Maybe I can make homemade things that are better for me. And especially if you like sweets, but making things that have maybe 5 or 6 ingredients versus, if you look on a back of the Oreo thing, it has 30 ingredients and it's just an Oreo. It's like, why is there so many ingredients in there to make that little Oreo? So it's just that, and some people have practiced so long one way. And that's the doubt, the fear, the junk food, the bad environment, the abuse that we accept. We've practiced it every day from the time that we can even be aware. Um, so that in that aspect, that means you can change. You can better yourself. You can move away from a situation. You can say, no, I'm not going to, I don't, that's not necessary. That doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve me. And when you navigate through life like that, you then essentially become the best you. And that's beautiful. That's amazing. You are a multi-dimensional being. You are more than just you, and you're here for a reason. You're here to wake up. You're here to witness the wake up. It's the great awakening right now, and it'll be this way for a while. Um, I realized that people don't watch their words or pay attention to themselves as much as they should. And I realized the emptiness that some people hold. Um, and it's okay. You may have to, you may need a session. I'm realizing that. So it's really important if you can have a session to reach out to me or at another practitioner in your area if you don't live near me. Even Reiki, they're both beautiful. Acupuncture, I mean, I don't do acupuncture, but I do the other two. Reiki, I'm almost a Reiki master. But any of us can be Reiki masters. We all hold this beautiful, beautiful power in us. Healingness. We all have, an amazing body. It's just that our healing agencies in our body could be dormant because the way we eat, the way we feel, the way we may not exercise, we may not get that fresh air like we want to. And it's really just important more than ever to find someone you resonate with, find someone who could encourage you to be the best you. Because I'm not trying to change anyone. What I want is you to be the best you. To me, like that fills my heart to know that I put it out there. Someone woke up, someone heard my voice, and essentially then they can be the best them. To me, that is everything. That's what made me realize that I'm an old soul, that I came here for this reason. Because you're precious to the world, you're precious to humanity. You're worthy of living. Your life is precious. I know we get handed some hard deck of cards. Whew. Some of us really get it good. And maybe that is, a little bit of karma there. Maybe that is, you know. But You don't have to live your whole life like that. You just don't. You don't deserve it. You just don't. You deserve abundance. You deserve a great life. You really do. And I know others can't see it that way because, again, like I said, it's like they're dancing around the joy, but they can't. They think they don't deserve it. And I'm telling you, you do deserve it. You deserve to be working something where you love, using your gift you have natural inside you. Again, if that's dancing, if that's painting, you can essentially become a teacher and make the money. Be the artist that sells the paintings. Be the dance instructor that you know. And when you follow your heart like that, that's what it is. It's just like you follow your heart, it brings you joy. And you know, and we do pass away. We do go to the other side. Where it's not like one person gets to go and the other stays. No way. We all are going to go back to the other side. And when we review our lives on the other side, we can review it with love and compassion and realize, wow, sure, I had that obstacle, but guess what? I overcame it. And then the rest of my life, I lived the very best life. I had everything I could ever have wanted and needed. And I'm worthy of it and I deserved it. And it came right to me, because when we say that there's these 7 laws that the heavens made for us. I say heavens, but universe. Um, and I've explained them before, cause and through the ringer. Um, and when you want to change and you want to better yourself, make sure you find someone who's really going to hook you up. Because there's good practitioners out there and definitely hook you up. They will definitely shift you to a better you, and give you the tools that you may need to being your best you. Um, yeah, and so I think it's important to be aware. Um, yeah, it's just really important that at this moment on, if you need that shift, and this is the other cool part that I really love. Even if you're not here right now, you'll be here in the future and it'll be right now. It'll be your now. And then as well, my voice will be in the now, which will be in the future, which is so amazing. Like time is so linear that everything is always in the now, no matter if you hear me now or you hear me in the future now. So I love that. I think it's magnificent, really. I've shifted so much to know that we're so much more than what we give ourselves credit for. We really are. We're really precious. We really, truly are. I just realized that when you look back at our ancestries, there was the Egyptians. They were super powerful, super powerful. They were so connected. And the Atlanteans and I can go on. There were so many civilizations that were already here before that were so powerful. We hold that power. We literally hold that power. And we just forgot. That's the thing. We just forgot. And I think the time is now to remember that we can control anything that's happening in our lives. And maybe we need a session. That's why I always suggest opening yourself to quantum healing. That's why I chose that name, opening or open to the universe, because essentially that's what the session's going to do to you. It's going to open you to so much more, and that's the universe. So much more than just you being you in this world and working and life. It's more precious. It makes you realize, wow, we are magnificent. We are powerful. Um, it's neat. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I get so excited about being on this podcast and doing this and spreading the word out there to people who may need it. I'm thankful for that. I love it. I think it's really, really important, more now than ever. Because some of us don't even know how to open up. We don't know how to sit there and let someone judge us because so many of us judge each other. We're so stuck in the judgmental stage that all that really is just us wanting to be I don't know how to navigate through that one. It's just really wanting us to find our flaws maybe and better ourselves. And it's our own doing. Like, I stopped judging. I stopped judging others. I stopped judging myself. I don't feel like it's necessary because it doesn't serve me. It doesn't make me a better person. It doesn't make me feel good judging anyone. If anything, I look at them as like, oh, they're this beautiful soul wrapped up in this plaster of doubt, fear, sadness, anger. And all those emotions, they build this wall around your beautiful light and they bog you down. And I've seen old people where they're hunched over. It's because they have so much baggage on them that they can't even stand up straight. And that's where my mind goes. It's like, oh, what caused you to get to this point? Okay, I want to, and me, I have this heart, like my heart's on my shoulder. I want to help everyone. I want to help as many people. I want millions to live their best life. Millions. There's so many of us, and I want us all to have the opportunity. all the opportunity to show the world what we have, to spread our love, because love is real. No other emotion is real. Love is. It's the only real emotion. And so that's why it's really important to love ourselves first, because when we fill our own self up with that beautiful love I'm talking about, we can stand up straight. We can stand strong. Nothing puts us in the doubt. You just only then see their weakness, their sadness, their cry out. I've had people come on here and say, oh, my neighbor was screaming. To me, it's like they were screaming for help, even though they were saying the other words. I feel as you scream, you're screaming for help. And there's no one, because you know what? It comes right back to you. You're the one. You're the one who needs to release it. And that's why I say you're so powerful. You're the one who needs to say, no, I'm releasing this baggage. That was the past. I can only move forward with the now and the future. It's really important now more than ever. And even when you hear this in the future, it will be your now, which holds me into the now and into the future. Just knowing you have a gift and knowing you're a beautiful being, Doesn't matter what you like and what you don't like. It matters that you know who you are. And I mean, you know who you are by you're a multidimensional, beautiful being. You're more than just you. You hold the gift of a talent. You hold love and compassion that you can walk out of that darkness and walk right into the light. And that means living your best life. I just feel so connected to every single one on the planet. It doesn't even matter who I talk to. I bond with them. I instantly connect because I've opened myself to that point that we are different. And that's what makes us beautiful as well. You might be super great at being a writer, writing a story, doing a book. Think about those things. Some people need you as far as maybe you have a book to write that would help others. It's just like anyone who puts out a song. That song helps people get through emotions and stuff and hard times and gets them to the other side as far as being the best them, walking out of the darkness into the light and being the best them. More than ever, it's the time now. So that's my message today. If you definitely can have a session with QHHT with a professional practitioner so that you can find your joy and listen to your heart and navigate through life and being the best you deserve it. Remember, you deserve this. What you don't deserve is doubt, anger, fear. You don't deserve that. Don't doubt yourself. You're amazing. You truly are amazing. Once you break through that plaster and really come out the other side, and that means being the best you can look back with forgiveness, and it won't weigh you down any longer. You won't feel heavy any longer. You'll move forward with love, and you'll live in an abundance life. You'll have the most beautiful life. Just remember that. I think that's really important now than ever to know that you are precious. You really are. So treat yourself that way. Treat yourself as you're precious. You are like this beautiful gem. You really are. And I just wanted to give that message today. And so again, if you need a session, you can go to my page. I'd love to give anyone a session who's looking for it. If I resonate with you and you feel super connected to me, it's necessary for you to contact me so that you can be the best you. That's the ending goal. And I think that's beautiful to me. So you can go to my website, jennifermartinezqhht.com, or you can go to the official website and find a practitioner near you, and that's officialqhht.com. Um, and just try to, baby steps if you have to. Start listening to good things, start pouring that in. What attracts you to, finding your ability, and that may be finding some things that are funny, starting to lighten up. Don't take life so serious. Don't be so, if you make a mistake, don't be so hard on yourself. Laugh it off. And when you start doing those little things, it lightens you up. You start breaking through that plaster. Your light starts to it's like a little egg breaking up. It's like the light starts to come out the cracks and the shell starts to fall off. And then there's this beautiful glow about you. And you love the way you look. You don't need to look like anyone, exactly like anyone. You need to look like you. Accept who you are. Love who you are. You're precious to the world. I met so many different people, and each and every one of them was different. They looked different. They acted different, but they were all great people. Nice to talk to, good personalities. Remember that. It's just really important more than ever to start to love ourselves, honestly, and accepting ourselves. I feel like a lot of us don't accept ourselves. So we think, oh, well, we don't look alike, or we don't look like that girl on the cover. Half the time they've been dolled up by a team of people. If we all had a team of people, we could just do great. But, I think it's important now that we realize we actually have a team of angels, ancestors, higher self. We have that on the other side. We have a team. I think that's what we have to realize. And that to us is more beautiful, more precious than anything, is to realize if we need help, we can ask our angels, higher self. Guidance team is what they want you to call them. They're your guidance team for a reason. They know it's hard down here. They know that the illusions look so real and feel so real. And it's just important to start to shift with the time. We're not here for no reason. We're here for pure love and to lift ourselves up. And you may have to practice that. You may have to stand up for yourself and say, okay, I am going to wake up a little bit earlier, or I am going to start doing good things for myself. And that may be meal preparation and making sure I have good stuff in my body, making sure I have clean, good water. Be careful about the things you take in. Start to care about that, navigate that way. And when you start doing that, it really helps. And I've always seen is that some people are so numb to all that. That's okay. You'll get through it. You're going to find someone that resonates with you, that helps you out of it. Or you're going to just come to one with knowing that you have a higher power, that you have angels. They contact you every night when you go to sleep, every night, guaranteed. They're there. It's almost like, makes me think of like a wrestling match. Like you're in the ring and you're going at it, but on the outside of the ring is your crew, and they're like, okay, do it like this and do it like that, but they also pull you back out so that they can say, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah, 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 go this way, go that way. I kind of feel like that's how it is. It's like when you go to sleep, they pull you back up and they say, okay, let's keep training you. We're going to get you through this. You're going to start to shift and you're going to start to see good stuff in your life. You are a powerful being. You can create goodness in your life. You just can. We're that amazing. We're that beautiful of a being. We can create any life we want. Sure, we may have some karma we came down here with trying to fix things, but you don't have to do that your whole life. We have free will. We can live the best life. You may have to move out of the area. You may have to find good things. You have to be the one that makes those changes and say what works for me. You know, it's I think it's more important than ever, because what's happening is what I'm seeing is such sadness with people, because I know they're looking for it. They can't find any other love that will satisfy them. So I can see them looking for it. I pass people, I'm a almost Reiki master. So as you become open, you can feel people's energy just by walking past them. I can see people and see their aurora around their body, because we all hold this beautiful light around us. And it's so dull. It's so heavy. We're holding on to the past. It's weighing us down. People have those sicknesses and illnesses for that reason. We're holding on to the past and we don't need to. We just don't. We don't deserve it. That's why we have to look back with forgiveness and love. Because if we don't, it puts us in the grave. It just does. We're not structurally capable of holding that weight. We're just not. We're not made to hold the weight. We're not made to hold the doubt, the fear. It makes me sad because, I want everyone to be living their best life, because I didn't realize it was even it was possible. I just had no idea. I just thought, oh, here we are as humans on this planet. Thought it was already kind of strange anyway to begin with that we were even humans on a planet. I thought, wow, how did we even get here? And what is this even all about? A rat race? From birth all the way up until we go? It's a rat race? School, then your career, and then life, and then we die. And what was that even all about? We didn't use our gift, our natural born gift. We didn't love others. We stopped loving ourselves. We let the ego step in and let us just stay in this uncomfortable situation, I suppose. So now when I see people and I don't know them, I hold them in my mind with love and light, and I hold them to be the best they can be. I imagine them being so beautiful, like as far as not beauty as a supermodel beauty, but like beautiful as you're beautiful the way you are. You're a God's highest creation. That right there, you're already a winner. You're already amazing. I guess it's just that we forgot how amazing and how wonderful we really are. We didn't get taught how to love ourselves, because, the people who've raised us, maybe they were full of doubt, fear, beliefs, certain religions. They got molded, they got brainwashed. So guess what? The cycle repeats itself. That's why it's more important than ever to break that cycle and say enough is enough. I deserve the best. I deserve goodness. I'm worthy of it. So we can experience anything we want, but also, we can override any of that evil with good. Maybe you feel like you're not worthy of living, but guess what? You have a choice, and you are very worthy of living. Your life is so precious to humanity. So just second guess that one. Not second guess it, but think about it. If you feel like it's the end of the road, it's really not. It's just trying to teach you it's the end of that reality, that you deserve a beautiful reality. And that is here on this planet. There is good. And that's really important for you to know, is that you can just practice some good things in your life. Look for the good things. Maybe you resonate with someone else very well. Listen to them every day. Uplift yourself. Have a session with quantum healing. Have a session with Reiki. Even your inner, care about yourself. Stand up for yourself. Don't let others bring you down. Take your power back. You don't deserve doubt, fear, anger. You don't deserve that. None of us do, actually. I think we would all honestly choose greatness if we could, and we can, because it is free will on this planet. We always have a choice. We always do, and just know your life is precious. If you feel like it's not, it truly is. Your angels love you, your guidance team, so your higher self, your maybe there's some people who passed away that you miss so much. They're right next to you. They're saying, "Hey, I'm right here." That's why you feel me. That's why you feel the sadness, because you're feeling their energy is next to you, so you keep thinking about them. And they're right there. Hey, if you're struggling, ask for their guidance. Say, "Hey, I'm struggling. I need you to help me through this. Show me the good. Show me the best me." That's all it's going to take. It's literally all it's going to take, because guess what? They want you to ask. They are just hoping you'll ask. They love you so, so much. You are so loved. So loved. Yep. Just know that you're super loved. Follow your heart. Navigate through life joyfully and happily. If you have to look back with forgiveness, because you don't need to go into the future with all the weight, with all the doubt, with all the negativity. It won't work. That's the thing. As we go into the future, it won't work for you doing anything else. Go carrying that around. So, all right. Well, I hope everyone has a really great day. I'm hoping to do a podcast every day until Christmas. So thank you for listening. I really always appreciate everyone out there. And so my love goes out there to whoever needs it. And if you ever need to connect, you can go to my website. I love to connect to anyone. Okay. You have a great day.